What's going on, everyone? So today on Bootleg Bill's Fab Shop, we're going to look at mounting our steering column, figuring out the steering shaft, and everything else related to steering. So let's get started. So I am not going to use the factory column. I was wanting to, but I mocked it up the other day, and let me show you why I'm not going to use it. So the first thing is, it's so long. It comes out quite a bit. Now I could probably cut it down and move some of the stuff back in there. That would take a little bit of figuring out. But also, if you can see down there where the rack and pinion is sticking up, that would just be a crazy angle. We'd need to get it cut back quite a bit. I was not opposed to cutting it back and making it work, but before I started messing with that, I decided I should check out the blinker switch. And sure enough, the blinker switch was broke. I only did a quick look, looking for a blinker switch for the factory column, and I only seen one on International Parts of America, something like that. It was like $174. Well, that was the same price of this column. Now this is a cheap eBay column. I know there's a lot of people who have bad things to say about them, but I've actually ran a couple of them myself, and I've never had bad luck out of them. So this right here is what we're gonna put in the travel. This column is 28-inch GM style. It has a shifter built into it, and it is a tilt column. I'm usually not a fan of tilt, but I figured as many road trips as we're gonna do, it'd be nice. It has a kind of brushed aluminum finish on it, which I don't think looks terrible. It gives us a choice of our little indicators here for having overdrive or not. So I'm not a huge fan of these billet looking knobs, but I'll probably end up cutting these off, rethreading this, and then putting like a factory looking kind of black knob on here. But that's all stuff way down the road. None of this hardware really matters right now. What matters is getting this thing mounted inside the travel. So to get the new one mounted, I need to take all this stuff off and get this stuff out of our way where we can get this old one out. Pull these couple bolts right there, and then these right there. Because these just clamp that, remounting the new one's really not going to be too hard. I think these back here are probably going to be too small. We may have to tack a little spacer on one of those, because I think this column's smaller than this one, so those may not clamp tight on it. But this one, you can see, has a hole on it that this goes in to help index it correctly. So we may end up drilling a hole on this new one. I haven't decided yet quite there what we're gonna do, because at the same time I could grind that away and just clamp it up there, and honestly it'd be fine. So I have these lined up where the bottoms of these are matching right here, and from the bottom of there to the center of that hole is about 4 3/4. So I marked that right here, and from there to the end of the shaft out here is about 16 1/2. So I'm just gonna go take a rough measurement in the travel to see if we clamp this up with these factory clamps at this mark, where this shaft would get us. So it looks like it'll get out past the firewall, and we're gonna have to be at least this distance down for this to be able to clear the dash. So we can try mocking this up at that mark. So I got this mocked up just the way it came out, and you can see that nub right there is not letting it sit down flush. And then down there on the bottom clamp, it is a little bit smaller, but for mock up, this will work. All right. Now we'll fix this being too loose. So all I did was bend up a piece of 1/4 inch round rod that kind of matched that shape and just weld it on there real quick. It should provide just enough to be able to clamp against that versus this piece down here. And since it's at the bottom, we don't need a whole lot of force or that whole surface area. We just need something to clamp it good. Now I'm going to get this thing thrown back in where we can actually get it mounted up tight. We are installed now and it is tight. No more wiggle room on it. Everything's looking good. Now we can start looking at connecting the DD shaft right there, which is 1 inch, down to our rack and pinion down there. So to connect our steering, I have a DD joint here, 1 inch on this side, 3/4 inch on this side, and the 1 inch will end up going on here. I'll probably end up drilling that one all the way through so it runs through the shaft. And then we'll use this one just as a set screw to create tension on it. So this joint's going to get us down to a 3/4 inch DD shaft. I have some of that right here. And to connect to the pinion, I have this factory piece from the truck. So I cut it right there and I drilled 2 holes. And the plan is I have some of this just a piece of scrap that I cleaned up and cut to length. I'm gonna drop it on here, and it's not an exact fit, but it's pretty close. So I'm gonna get it centered up to the best of my ability, and I'm gonna end up welding up this end and then welding it on this side. Once that's welded up, I'm gonna drop it down in here, which it fits pretty tight, and it will end up getting welded around the top and through those couple of plug welds. So all this will end up becoming one piece. So I got this craziness all welded up. Good little practice with the TIG since I'm learning on it. And what we're going to do next is get this slid down on the rack and pinion, and I'm going to take the set screws out of this DD joint. We're going to get it slid onto the steering shaft as well. See if we can figure out where we need to cut this, and hope to hell there's enough slip in this to be able to get it on, because if not, we just did all that for nothing. So there we go. Columns in, mounted, and our steering shaft is figured out. Pretty straight shot there. Like I said, these will remain set screws. The ones on the sides will become basically like a through bolt. I'll drill a hole entirely through this shaft and this shaft so it locks it, and then these will just create tension. But it's looking pretty good. Nice and simple. Well, I know that's not a real exciting video, but we're getting the last of the major things mocked up that we need, which is good. Still making progress even with the boot on. It really slows me down, so I've had enough for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, got an idea, or maybe learned something that can help you out on one of your projects. If you're new to the channel, please check out some of the other videos. If you always come back, thank you guys. I appreciate you always coming back to watch my channel. If you're on Instagram, I'm on there at Puddin's Fab Shop. And I will see you guys in the next video. But don't forget, sitting on your ass won't finish your project. I'll see you guys next time.